Hello. So today I'm just gonna reconstruct my 6.33 PB average of 5 that I got on camera a few months ago. I just thought it might be interesting to see the kinds of solutions I did back then to get my best ever average of 5 and maybe analyze it a little bit. Um, so yeah, what I'm gonna do for this video is I'm going to do each reconstruction, and then after each reconstruction I'll show you the video of the solve so that you can basically first see the solve slowly as I explain it, and then you can see it fast as it actually happened. So let's just get right into it then. Just so you know, I don't ever scramble with WCA orientation because I guess I'm just too lazy to, and it doesn't really matter for me anyways because I'm color neutral. But for all of these scrambles, I'm just going to scramble it with WCA orientation and then just do the cross color. So the cross color might not match the video exactly, but still the same solution. So this first solve was a 6.53. So I immediately saw this white cross with two edges solved. And then I saw that this corner is connected to the edge. So that would mean I could possibly do an X cross, which would mean that I would have to insert this edge here. So I saw that I could easily do that and also solve this edge at the same time by doing this. So put the edge over and then F, and then to put this and then also insert this edge, you do R2, U prime R, and then D2, the cross is solved. So then I saw this F2 pair. So this is kind of interesting. So I must have been tracking this. I don't know if I saw this or if I saw this one first or if I saw this and then saw this, but this was a really good choice for F2L because it saves me a rotation. So I did this F2L pair here. And then finally I did this. So you could see that you have all of your edges solved. So I'm going to get a winner variation. And the alg I used for this winner variation, I actually switched algorithms for this, so I'm not entirely sure which is the best alg for this. The one I currently use is R prime F2 R F2, and then you have this 3-move insert. But in the past I used a different algorithm that involved a rotation, but I'm not really sure which one of these algs is faster, so you might just have to play around with it and see what works better for you if you end up even using winner variation. But anyways, the alg I did in the video was U prime and then this. So well, let's see if I can even do it, because actually I have the reconstruction right here, so I don't mess it up. So the alg I did was and then I just got a Y perm for the end. So that was a 653, 52 moves, so somewhat, I guess, relatively efficient for a full step solve, and 7.96 TPS. All right, so the next solve was a 5.56. So scrambling with this orientation to get to where I did the cross, you do a Y2 and then, or no, not Y2 and then X. Okay, so the cross I did was this cross right here, the green cross. In the video it's probably a different cross, but so yeah, it's a little bit questionable as to whether this was the best solution. I mean, yes, it's a 3-move cross, but maybe not the best way to hold it for execution, because you basically have to do the cross and then you have to do a X prime rotation. So maybe a better way to hold the cross would have been like, I don't know, but I mean, you have to do an X2 rotation to do it from here as well, but it's slightly more finger tricky than the way I did it, but the way I did it worked out in the end anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. So I just did L prime R F and then rotate up. So I probably saw this pair in inspection because it looked like in the video I did it right away. And then I may have even seen this pair back here as well, because when you insert this, it also builds this pair. So I basically went right away into doing this pair by doing our U2 R prime. And then right here's where the solve is. I mean, it's very efficient in terms of move count, but in terms of the rotations, not very good, because I do 2 rotations to solve this F2L pair. So what I do in the video is I rotate and then solve the pair like that. So now I know, I think this may be a better way to save on a rotation. It does involve regrips, but I really think this is still better. Basically just doing this. It's the exact same solution, but without rotations. And I'll just do what I did in the video. So I did this. And then the way I finger tricked it back then was not very good. So basically I regripped like this to insert the pair. But really a better way to insert the pair without regrips is to just do a finger drag like that, so you don't have to regrip at all. And then I had this F2L pair. So there's a lot of different ways to solve it, but I noticed that I have this specific edge orientation, so I can force all of the edges to be solved if I do it like this. And also the way I finger trick that is like this. Whereas right now, nowadays, I actually finger trick it like this, which saves on a regrip. And then I have this ZBLL case. So funnily enough, I really don't know very many ZBLLs, but I know like a handful of them just from like messing around with the cube and stuff. So basically, the standard COLL that most people use, it solves the ZBLL where this bar right here, this is all a bar. So, but this is the mirror of that. So basically, I realized a long time ago that I could just do the mirror of my standard algorithm and it would solve this specific ZBLL. So yeah, the execution of that looked a little bit awkward, but it was still so efficient that I ended up getting a 5.56. So that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that the solve was 37 moves, which is very, very efficient. Probably the ZBLL helped with that, but the F2L was also pretty easy as well. And the TPS was 6.65. Okay, so this is the 9.86. So not the best time ever, but this is my third solve in the average. So for this cross, you move it down here, and you have white cross. So you have this edge, and this edge. They're all basically positioned in the correct position to be inserted. You just have to do a D2, and then R prime, F2, L prime, D prime. So that was the cross, pretty straightforward. And then I guess probably, I don't know if I saw this in inspection or I saw it after doing the cross, but this is my first F2L pair. And then I must have just immediately seen this F2L pair. So what I did in the video is I did I did a Y prime and then U2 to set it up for this algorithm. Now a better way to solve it probably would be to go like this to set up for a 3-move insert. Now technically that saves a rotation, but in this case I'm not sure if it's better because then you have 2 F2L pairs in the front, which means you can't see anything in the back. So maybe my solution was better for this specific situation, but just so you know, that's another solution that solves that case. But anyways, so what I did is this. And then the next F2L pair, I must have seen this pair right here. So this is a very interesting algorithm for this case. So you go like this. All right, and then finally I had this F2L pair, but I noticed that in the video I kind of did like a small rotation this way and then back. So I must have not really known what this case was. So like I must have thought it was a different case. So I started to rotate here and then rotate back, so that I wasted a lot of time, and that's all. So then I did that. And then I have this OLL case. So there's 2 different algs for this. You can do that and then F, and then basically RU, R prime, U prime. So basically it's like, so it's like sexy sledgehammer, but you start with the S. But from this angle, you can actually do a different algorithm, which I did in the video. I did this. So it's kind of a nice alg from that angle. And then I kind of was really slow on this PLL. This is a really terrible case because basically you have to do a U and then the algorithm, and then you have to do you have to adjust the D layer and you have to do a U2 on the top, which is really awkward. So that's why my execution was terrible. But you can't. There's really no other better way to do it. So this is just a really unfortunate case. So I did this. All right, so that was 986. That was 62 moves, and it was 6.29 TPS. All right, so this next solve is a 5.49, which I was so excited after I got that because it was a counting 5. That means the other 5.5 was counting, and that's like I've almost never gotten to counting 5 in an average of 5 before, so that was pretty amazing. So anyways, for this solve, you do X, Y, and then so you have the blue cross. So it was a really straightforward cross, no X cross or anything. I just did insert this, and then insert the blue, or I mean insert the blue yellow, and then align the cross, and then insert this one, D2. And then I don't know if I planned this inspection, but maybe I planned, like I saw that this would be a 3-move insert, so I did that and then inserted it. And then I saw this case right here. So this is a very interesting algorithm for this case. It saves a lot of moves compared to if you did something else. So here's the algorithm. And then the last two pairs are really easy. It's just this pair and then this 3-move insert. And then I have this OLL. And then this G perm. So back then, I actually used a really weird algorithm for this G perm. I've since switched to the RUD algorithm. The alg I used back then was this. And then I do this really weird finger trick like this. And I've since switched away from using that because it's really awkward. But I executed it pretty quickly in this solve, and I got a 5.49. 41 moves, which is really insanely efficient for a full step solve. 41 moves, and the TPS was 7.47. All right, so this is the last solve. It was a 6.91. I was feeling pretty nervous because I had the counting 5 and the counting 6. But luckily I was able to get a 6.9 and get my PV average of 5 by quite a bit there. So for this one, you have this orange cross. It's very similar to one of my other solves in the average, where you just have this case right here where you just have all these pieces ready to be inserted. Yeah, actually, so what I did was D, R prime, F2, and then before doing the L prime, I noticed I have this 3-move insert, so I can preserve that by doing a U prime and then L prime, D2, and then insert the pair. Now, unfortunately, I don't know why, but I must not have seen this 3-move insert. And looking back, it looks like you can easily do these two pairs just as 3-move inserts. So you could do this, and then probably to save a rotation, you do that. And then that would be a really good case. So I don't know, that could have probably made the solve a lot faster if I did that solution. But I'll just go back to the solution I was doing. I actually did. All right, so I somehow did not see this. I must have just seen this pair instead. I don't know how I saw it, but okay. But luckily enough, still set up another 3-move pair right here. And then I have this case and then a winner variation. So basically for this winner variation, you just have to insert the pair and then do a soon or an anti-soon. So basically what I do for this is insert U prime and then do lefty soon, so I can just keep it all left-handed instead of switching between right-handed and left-handed. And then I have a Y perm. So luckily enough, even though it wasn't the most efficient solution, I executed it quite quickly and got a 6.91. And that was my PB average of 6.33, which was pretty insane. Like it beat my previous PB by quite a bit. So that last solve was 53 moves and 7.67 TPS. All right, so hope you found that interesting, maybe learned a few things, and that's it for this video, so thanks for watching.